All right, welcome back to my channel, Dave's World. Appreciate you being here. So as you know, my channel is dedicated to discussing anything music and movies, things I love the most, but I also talked about the fact that I'm going to be discussing entertainment from time to time. So I'm going to loosely grab the National Football League and football and put it right on in here under entertainment. Why? Well, you saw my title. I got to rant a little bit. Let's go ahead and just get it out there. Tom Brady is the GOAT. Let's accept it and move on. Why? He won a Super Bowl ring last night at the age of 43. Was that his first Super Bowl ring? No. Second, third, fourth, seventh Super Bowl ring? In fact, he's got more Super Bowl rings as a quarterback than any other quarterback in the history of the National Football League. So we're going to talk about why, statistically, we'll look at numbers. Numbers don't lie, right? We may interpret them a little different from time to time, but numbers pretty much tell us how things are. We'll look at the statistics, why Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. Before we do, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification, and by all means, give me a thumbs up because you're not going to see me rant very often, and I bet you this is the only time you'll ever see me rant about football. I don't even like football, but what I like is human accomplishment. And that's what this is about. If you guys knew me back when I was in school, high school, and even before high school, if anybody knew me, they know how difficult school was for me. People call me stupid. I couldn't pass any of my classes. Nobody would ever fast forward into the future and imagine I would have several graduate degrees, including a law degree. You just wouldn't imagine. That's a human accomplishment. I did something more than what most people expect of me. When Tom Brady was drafted 277, 227, I don't remember what exactly it was, but it wasn't certainly at the top of the draft. No one expected Tom Brady to be an exceptional quarterback, but he is. His work ethic, his mind, the way that he trains, that put him where he is today. Now, I am not going to in any way discount the fact that when he throws a football, somebody has to catch it. Somebody has to score with it. It's a team effort, no question about it. A lot of people were ranting and raving and saying, hey man, there's no way Tom Brady's going to do anything without the tutelage of Bill Belichick. Well, I think they've been proven wrong. Unless Bill Belichick was dressed in disguise like the Tampa Bay Buccaneer coach, which I don't think that's the case. Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won that game and the season and the Super Bowl ring on their own. And Tom Brady has a lot to do with it. All right, so last night, as you know, Super Bowl 55, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers won 31-9. They were in the lead most of the game, and I don't believe there was any actual touchdowns scored by the Kansas City Chiefs. Brady completed 21 of 29 passes for 201 yards. But let's talk about his career records. Why Tom Brady should be recognized without question as the GOAT. He has the most games won by any quarterback. That's 264. He's played more games than any other quarterback, 346. He started in 344 of those games. He has the most combined passing yards of 91,653 yards, combined touchdown passes of 664, and most game-winning drives of 61. Most fourth quarter comebacks is 48. You know, that when I used to watch football, I had three quarterbacks that I really liked to watch. Brett Favre, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning. And the one thing I noticed about Tom Brady is that it didn't matter that they were losing going into the fourth quarter. you better hold on to it because Tom Brady could, and the rest of his teammates could get them up there, catch up, and then pass them on. And that's just the magic of Tom Brady. What happened to the other quarterbacks, for example? Well, right now he's kind of in the same ballpark, tied with Drew Brees of nearly 80,000 passing yards. And so if Drew Brees were to retire at the end of this year and not come back next year, and Tom Brady play a few games, he would surpass them. Now, he was tied with Joe Montana for 4 Super Bowl wins. And a lot of people would argue that at the time, Joe Montana is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, no question. But who's the GOAT? The GOAT? Well, it's got to be Tom Brady. He's the only quarterback to have 3 consecutive games with 300 plus passing yards, 3 plus touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. He's the oldest quarterback to lead the league in passing yards, most yards in a single season for a quarterback aged 40 and older, oldest player to win the most valuable player at 40. Of course, he won it last night at 43. Oldest position player to be named first team All-Pro. And I don't even know how many times he's been invited to the pro game. So, in sum, 80,000 yards passing, most games won by a quarterback, most Super Bowl rings by any quarterback in the history of the National Football League. Joe Montana trails at 4. So I think if you look at the statistics, whether you like Tom Brady, whether you like him as a person, I don't know him. I don't know if he's a good person or a bad person. He seems like he really cares about his team. Maybe he's putting it on. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't care what kind of a person he is for this discussion. What I know is what he's accomplished. You know, and personally, if Tom, I don't think you'd ever see this video. I think you're awesome. I'd retire right now. You know, what else? Yeah, you could maybe win another Super Bowl ring next year, but why risk it? You could go out today as the greatest football player of all time. Probably even some people are saying you're the greatest competitive sport team player of all time. And you know what? I'd agree with that as well. So Tom, if you listen to old Dave here, Dave says you've done it. You're the GOAT. I know you don't like that term, Tom. I know you don't. But you've done it, Tom Brady. You've convinced an old guy that doesn't care that much about football to take notice of you. I watched you last night in awe.